Tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, but I'm going to talk with you about the NBA, and I'm going to do it under the covers with comfortable feet. It is just so stay. All right. So you can see how the canopy expands, so there's no tension on the feet. But let's talk NBA. And the thing that was so great this week, ever since the Dez Bryant no catch, I've been turned off to football. That's a long time ago. And I feel like I'm in a bad court of law with the bogus instant replay. Oh, let me even digress even for a second. Faye Vincent just died. He was a former commissioner of Major League Baseball. And Faye Vincent once famously said he stayed absolutely away from gambling because invariably gambling leads to dirty, gross lying and cheating and sneaky stuff. We just had a baseball umpire who was suspended, thrown out. He was a good umpire, but he was in there with lying and cheating, and they caught him. Terry Rozier's in trouble from the NBA. It's so easy fixing the game with all the betting. Well, this is where we are. But I was so glad this week to not have to listen full time to NFL crap. Because the NBA was awesome. Oh my goodness, the trades that went down. And I don't need to go through, I'm not going to go through all of them. But I will. Come on, let's discuss Luka for AD. Let's do it. Luka Doncic is top 5 greatest player in the world. The start to his career very much parallels the start of LeBron's, and now they're going to be playing together. He idolized LeBron. LeBron loved his game. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be must watch. Time will prove it out one way or another, but the Dallas GM, who under the code of darkness orchestrated the trade, didn't believe in a 25-year-old Luka and brought in Anthony Davis. And listen, I don't per se want to besmirk Anthony Davis. However, let's do it a little bit. I've watched him a lot. I'm a LeBron fan. I've watched a lot of Laker basketball. And when push comes to shove, he can. When it's real tough, right? When you have to play Joker, when you have to play Sabonis, he can't get it done. He can't play against them when it really, let alone Embiid so he says, well, I'm not really a center. I'm a power forward. Except in this day and age, a power forward really needs to be able to shoot. And yeah, Anthony Davis, you can't really shoot. You don't do it with confidence. I know you can shoot some, but you had that one shot in the bubble and you cried, Kobe! But the bottom line is, it's not your game. When you're really pushed and it's tight, I don't trust you to make a pass. I don't trust your handle. I don't trust your instincts. I've watched you a lot. You're a neat guy. I mean, I really, like I said, my goal isn't to per se go after you. Oh my God, the Lakers got Luka Doncic. They've got their future cemented. He's going to learn and work with LeBron. And Pelinka, all of a sudden, you've emerged and you might end up being the GM of the year for what you've done. So really good for you. The Jimmy Butler thing was wild. Why did Jimmy Butler want to leave Miami? Because he had 1 year left, $50 million. It was the only point where he had leverage. Pat Riley was not going to ante up, and he used this to get a second year. He made $50 million more by basically saying, I'm not going to play. I'll intentionally screw up. I'll muck up everything. And Golden State anteed up. Okay, two thoughts, because it's interesting, because normally, like the players have all the power they've had. But this thing with Luka and AD shows that it goes both ways. And so players, you can't just hold the teams hostage because the teams can make big moves. Sadly, there are some victims. Dennis Schröder, and I'm a big fan of you, Dennis. You're a great guy. I loved what you were doing on the Nets to start this year. You're now on your fourth team this year. And by the way, I loved you when you were on the Lakers. You're just a wonderful, hard-nosed, true point guard, and you play both ways. You pick up full court. Sorry that you've been a casualty of this whole thing, but you're great. But I want to mention one other thing. It's interesting because Shania Gumake had become a giant star, and I had identified Shanae. Boy, I feel like it must have been half a dozen years ago. And I even had reached out and contacted her and to be helpful with Kangapoda. She's tall and big feet, but I never heard back. But one of the things I shared with her, because it happened at the time, was Draymond Green in national TV called KD, Kevin Durant. You know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant. He called him a bitch on national TV. And I shared with Shanae I asked her if had she ever been bullied. And she very well had never been. It's tough to deal with bullies. We're dealing now with a presidential commandant and thief, bully, lying, cheating piece of crap. But I shared with Shanae at the time that Kevin Durant isn't going to stand for being bullied. He fled. And what we saw here is he did not, at any cost, want to go back to Golden State, despite the incredible run that they had. And believe me, it has to do directly with Draymond Green, among other things. I saw it on national TV. It was repulsive. All right, I'm really looking forward to seeing Luka and LeBron play together. By the way, LeBron, maybe it's a little extra injection knowing that you're going to be playing with Luka, because you've been magnificent. And that half-court three was just like a emphasis. Good for you. And hopefully it'll all work out. One more quick thought. Victor Wembanyama. Everyone, listen. The NBA players are unbelievable. They are so good. And I really sit there when, Victor Wembanyama is going to be the best in terms of talent. Victor Wembanyama is probably not in the top 50, maybe even the top 100 in terms of talent. But Victor Wembanyama is 7'5". And so again, it's a reinforcement of you gotta be big to play basketball. You're closer to the hoop. You can do more. But believe me, his handle isn't as good as 30 guards. His jump shot isn't as good as 50 guards and forwards. And he doesn't even really have a jump shot, right? He has a high release set shot. Sure, he blocks shots. He's 7'5". And again, with all this stuff, Victor, you're going to have a wonderful, amazing career, and you're a terrific guy. I'm just trying to point out that we jumped to the best ever. No! Look at what is going on right now. There are so many wonderful people and players. This is Hal Mintz. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. And it's sexy having comfortable feet under the covers. Remember that. Thanks a lot. Peace and love.